right, but we're rolling already.
Oh snap!
We rolling already. Well,
Yeah.
welcome back to Garage Sessions. It's been 2
weeks.
2 weeks hiatus. Last episode we were in
Lake Arrowhead.
Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah.
It was really fun. We decided to take 2 weeks off just to catch up on some work for Garage Sessions. Get some new lights. We got some new lights in the back. Prepare and edit more, and
Some new ideas.
some new ideas for you guys in the future. But we came back with a hard guest right next to me. We had to bring him in the building. It's been in the making for like a month now, but we have my man Dario, Mr. Definition, in the building.
What it do? From Detroit, we say what up, though.
What up, though?
I gotta get like y'all. We got the feet up. You know what I'm saying?
we chilling, man. It's a vibe. Well, like I said off camera, thank you for coming, bro. Like,
absolutely.
It's been in the making for like a month. You've been traveling like a mother.
Yeah.
So
Just got back.
It's my first time sitting down.
first time sitting down, not doing nothing.
Right.
Damn. Where were you last? Where'd you just get from?
Just came from Puerto Rico. I was in Puerto Rico for a week, so literally flew back yesterday.
Damn.
Were you teaching out there?
Yeah. So there's a studio called GOP. If you ever watch Where to Dance, they actually on Where to Dance 787 crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
but GOP, they had like a boot camp, and so Monday, Wednesday taught at the boot camp. Then Tuesday and Thursday had like open classes in Puerto Rico.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
That's fire. I feel like your passport is just like filled to the brim.
This year for sure, it's been like passport.
Yeah, I was telling them it's like almost like every week you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
How's that like
it's been
feel?
that.
Like, I mean, was that like kind of the goal for you? Like,
For sure. I was just telling somebody the other day, like, in high school, all I wanted was to travel. Like, people were like, what do you want to do for a living? I was like, I don't know, but I just want to travel.
yeah,
And, like, I've gotten to that part of my life where, and dance has always been my passion. So I was like, that'd be dope if I'm able to travel and dance. So I'm literally at the point of my life where I'm traveling. And it's one of those things like, be careful what you ask for. Because God said, oh, you want to travel, huh?
Oh, that's how it is?
Okay. But they don't tell you about how tired you're going to be.
Yeah, he put you in the trenches.
He said, oh, tomorrow you're going to travel again.
Yeah.
I know you just got back, but we're going to set you up with another trip.
Yeah.
Within 12 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like, but no complaints. I'll be tired for sure. Like, it's definitely exhausting. Sleeping on a plane more than my bed is a different story. But no complaints though. Like, it's blessings on blessings on blessings.
For sure.
Yeah.
How does a dancer get teaching jobs in other countries? Do you have like a rep that puts you out there?
Social media, man. Like, I don't have a rep for my teaching. I represent myself for real, but through social media, they'll reach out. They'll enter, the emails and just see if my availability, ask for rates, and then it goes from there for real.
Dope.
I do have assistants for like overseas. Andrea, she helps me with like my overseas stuff, but for the most part, it's just camps reaching out and asking.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
You've been traveling, and you're saying is sometimes what's since traveling, have you seen the cons and the pros? Like, what's the cons and pros for you for traveling? Because I know I talk to a lot of choreographers that do that. A lot of it, sometimes it gets like really lonely because like you kind of go by yourself, you in the hotel by yourself.
When I teach, it can get lonely. I think I want to have not even an assistant, but just someone to travel with when I go to teach.
Yeah, like a homie, just to.
Yeah, like for sure. Like my best friend Adi, like I would definitely like want to just have her on the road with me type shit. But in regards to like, I've been on tour this whole year, so
that too.
That's always with a camp.
Yeah,
so I'm never really alone in regards to like being with people, but I have had a lot of moments of like traveling out of LA by myself. I had my homie Yuli, she was on the camp with us, so I did have a few stops where she was coming with me, and that was the first time I was like flying out of LA going to a show. I was like, yes, I finally have a traveling buddy.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, traveling during the tour is me by myself flying out of LA while everybody else got like a big group together.
Oh, because they all come from the same area.
Yeah, they're either coming from, dang, I hit the mic. They're either coming from Orlando, Puerto Rico, or Miami. I'm the only one for a good amount of time that was coming from like LA.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Yeah.
When you go to these other countries, not if you're touring, but if you're teaching, is it like every day until when you get there till you leave is just teach dance, or like do you have any time to like go explore?
So that'd be the hardest part for real, because a lot of times teaching is one thing. You might fly in like the night before you teach, and then you fly out that next morning, so you really don't have a lot of time to explore.
Yeah.
Same thing for like even the tour we just got off of with Raul Alejandro. A lot of times we were flying in the day of the show, or we were flying the night before. So it wasn't a lot of time to explore. The only time you have to explore is like the morning before your tech, and that's not really a lot of time for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get some food.
Or you might ask to extend your stay, but then you have to pay for your hotel, and then they'll just push your flight back. Yeah. So that's how you can get around trying to explore different cities. In regards to teaching, though, like I said, there's a lot of times I'm just flying in and then flying back out. But when I went to Puerto Rico, I had a lot of free time during the day because I'm not teaching until like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's like during the day, you got all that time to explore.
Yeah.
But then you be tired. That's the thing, though. Like,
Because then you don't want to do anything.
I don't want to do anything. Like, I be wanting to
shit.
lay in bed all day, but then I be having to force myself, like, yo, get out of bed. You in a new city that you don't be at all the time.
For
like,
real.
just go explore. And that be the battle for real, because
The mental battle.
the mental battle. Because when I do decide to suck it up and not rest, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I got out of bed.
Yeah.
But while you in bed, you know, like,
you know,
not trying to get up.
Yeah, for real. It's one of those things. I do that when I'm at home, not even in a different city.
Exactly.
Damn, that's far. What's your favorite place you've been to? I mean, you've been to a fucking shit ton. Like, what's top three?
Yo, Medellin, Colombia. That was fun. That was a fun city, and I think it was because I was able to explore though.
Okay, so
my number one spot though, I'm not even gonna lie, is New York.
really,
I love New York. So if
Gotcha.
we're talking about in country, it's definitely New York. I don't know, something about New York gives me. It's definitely not like Detroit, but it gives me home like Detroit in regards to just the energy, the
atmosphere.
culture.
Okay.
It's like it's very much. But New York is a different breed because it gives main character energy. So,
yeah, for real. Damn, I need to go to New York, man.
no,
I've never been.
bro,
still.
Let's go.
New York
Let's
is
do it.
bro. I ain't even gonna lie. Wait, aren't you from like Jersey though?
No, I'm from here, my guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I just known like Josh and Julian for so
I
long.
thought you grew up in Jersey.
No, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's
I've just
funny.
known like those
OC
cats.
You know what's funny? Like when I was driving over here, like if y'all don't know, like this is a drive. From
It's a
the
drive
city.
from where he's at.
It's a drive.
It's a drive.
So this whole time, like even when I was driving over here, I was thinking, dang, like when he moved from Jersey, like why did he choose this city? Like,
That's so funny.
I was literally thinking, I'm so glad you cleared that up in my mind.
Okay, good.
Because this makes so much more sense.
Okay, he was so confused in the car, like what?
Like out of all cities, like he chose this one.
To be out of LA?
He wanted to drive 2 hours. Like
That was my choice.
It's like what happened?
No, I grew up in like the beach cities. Like my dad was born and raised in Huntington Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're a surfer for real?
Yeah, for real. So I've been in the beach. I just love, and then I've been like growing up like being in LA for so many times. It's like I love LA, but for me it's like I don't know. I could just never live in it. I'm just spoiled
I feel
OC
that though.
kid.
No, I feel that.
So that's
Respect.
Hey,
So yeah, my top would be New York.
gotta go.
Colombia.
Medellin, Colombia, and then man, like this is where it gets sticky. Oh, I love Puerto Rico too. So Puerto Rico is definitely top 5, if not number 3. If not number 2, because New York is definitely number 1.
All right, I'm confused now, but
Right, number. You like numbers. But then like other cities that you would think, like I went to Barcelona. I didn't get to explore Barcelona. Literally only saw like the airport, the hotel, and the venue.
Yeah.
So it was just like any other city.
Yeah,
So I can't really say, but Barcelona is my dream spot to visit.
gotcha.
But I've been there and I don't even know anything.
But like
about
just
it.
to visit too, like
Yeah.
you to explore.
Definitely want to explore. So that's where it gets sticky because I've been to all these places, but
Sometimes
being
you
able
just
to explore is
yeah,
jealous,
yeah.
yeah.
I feel that. So then here's a tricky one that might stump you, work wise too. What's top 3 places to go to for dancers? where you taught and you were like, yo, these dancers are
Energy-wise?
Yeah, on another level.
New York.
Hey, be careful now.
Yeah, right. New York.
Okay.
Their energy is crazy.
Because I know for you, when you teach, you're all about energy. It doesn't matter the skill level. Or
don't matter. As long as you willing to push yourself, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Arizona, you was there for that one.
That
Arizona
was wild.
was lit. Like,
that
Arizona
was crazy.
had great energy.
Yeah. If you don't know, we were on tour for a little bit.
Tight beat,
Arizona. That was crazy.
Houston has great energy, too.
Gotcha.
That's 3 right there. But I also got to throw in Atlanta. But it's been a while since I taught at Atlanta where I was in just a different headspace, so I can't really like tap into. But I know Atlanta brings that energy.
Yeah.
And of course, so you have that energy aspect of like just people just pushing themselves and not caring as much. But then you have a different substance of like having a room full of like artists. And I think those 2 places for me would be Orlando and LA for real.
Gotcha.
Orlando has artistry in regards to like people seeking for that extraness, but just not having the outsource for that. Like you have motive.
Gotcha.
But it's not like ample.
Yeah.
Like substance from that.
Yeah.
Then you have LA, which their energy is a little off in LA because everyone is like for themselves and they're just seeking something different. Or for themselves,
for the followers, and
for
all that.
Like it can get sticky.
Yeah,
but you do have true artistry
exactly.
of people from all over coming to one place.
Exactly.
So, I would say that about LA. When I do have a good class, it's always like beautiful for real. Yeah. And then I want to say Detroit, but Detroit can, as much as that's home, that's where I was born and raised. Detroit has a stigma for laziness. You know what I'm saying? So. I would want it to be Detroit. Like I want Detroit to be number 1, but until we get that energy up and that drive.
Why do you think that is in Detroit? Just because the sources out there? Like not a lot of choreographers go out there, or
not a lot of choreographers go out to Detroit. Money. Like if it is a choreographer that comes out, they charging big money, and
big
then
sacks.
It's like you gotta decide if you want to pay that or like do you have enough for that, and also like are you gonna. It's that mental state of like, are you good enough to even take the class? Is it going to be a waste of money? But like, no, just take it and fall on your face. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's ultimately going to grow you. But
yeah,
it's just not enough of that. So the consistency of a big time choreographer coming out isn't there.
So the push isn't there.
The push isn't there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then people end up leaving.
Yeah.
I'm included. Like,
yeah.
So then all the talent or all the people with drive end up like
coming here or going somewhere else.
Going somewhere else. Yeah.
What motivated? Like, what got you out of that mental state? Like, did you feel like you were in that mental state of, like, laziness? Or, like, what helped you get out of that state or Detroit or go to L.A.? Like, what helped you?
No, I've been always, like, I could say, like, a go-getter, I guess. I just if I want something, I just, like, if this not the solution right here in this place right now.
You got to find something.
I just got to go find it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In high school, I knew I wanted to get out of the city because ultimately it's not the best environment. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You chilling? Hey, my man busy. My man got business calls on business calls.
I was probably picking up on my data. But no, growing up, like I just knew I needed to get out of the city because it's not the best environment. Especially growing up, it wasn't the best environment.
Yeah.
Like my home place was amazing, but just the city itself. So I knew I needed to move. So when people ask me what college you going to, I was like, I don't know, but I know it's not in the city. Like I know I just want to move.
Go somewhere else.
In order for me to do that, in order for my parents to fund it, they were like, you got to go to college.
Okay.
So I was like, bet. But I'm only going to college to like get something that I don't care about the degree for real. I just want to get something that I'm actually going to use. So I went for entertainment business, and that's what moved me to Orlando.
Oh, sick. Okay, I didn't even know that.
And crazy thing about that is they have a sister school. So I went to Full Sail University.
Okay.
They have a sister school in LA. It's called LA Film School.
Okay,
they both have the same
my
degree.
homie went there.
And it's a great program. They have the same degree called entertainment business.
Okay.
I could have went to LA or Orlando for it, and I was like, bet. The thing about LA is they don't have dorms, so you have to pay for an apartment. living in LA versus Orlando, they both expensive, but Orlando for sure cheaper
Really?
at that time.
Okay.
So that played a part in my decision. But then two, somebody told me, "Do you want to be my boy Dennis, Belton? He was like, do you want to be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yo, let me think about that." And of course, you want to be a big fish in a small pond. You know what I'm saying? So I made that decision to move to Orlando because I was like, it's too much in LA right now. Let me make my name somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then get my degree. And then if it happens for me to go to LA, cool. But I also knew when first time I visited LA, I wasn't really impressed by the vibes.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not really keen to go to LA.
Got
I'm
it.
not really excited to go to LA.
Okay.
So that's what got me out of Detroit, moving to Orlando. And then while in Orlando, I started building my name, building my craft, getting my degree. And by 4 years in, 3 years in, I did the Monster Show, which helped me get signed.
Crazy.
And then by the fourth year, I was like, okay, these choreographers are asking me, am I in LA? I'm not. And they saying the only way they going to book me for real is if I move or if I'm here, if I'm actually present. So I made that decision after the pandemic. I was like,
made the jump.
I was like, let me go.
Yeah. First time we met was Julian's convention. New Wave.
Yes, New Wave.
Wow,
Wave. Yes.
So was that when you were still living in Orlando?
Yeah, I was still in Orlando.
Oh, so you moved pretty recently.
Yeah.
I literally moved last January.
Whoa.
So like low-key in the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about
But
it.
the crazy part is why I bring that up is because in my eyes, once I met you, you're still living in Orlando, but once I met you, I could not stop seeing your name like you were grinding like a mofo, like so like that was crazy to see that come up. And I
appreciate that.
Of
And
course,
you've worked with some dope artists.
Yo, thank
that's
you.
what I'm saying. We were before we were watching some of your videos, you know. I was telling them, and what you said before is like there's artists in LA, you know, and I consider one of the main peoples for sure is you and Julian, because almost everything you guys put out is not just to put out, but it's like you guys have so many thoughts into it. Like the BAM video was wild.
Yo, thank you.
That shit is crazy, like next level. And then also like Julian's newest video is wild. Is like that.
That boy went dope. I said, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you real quick. One of my biggest inspirations and people that like push me is, of course, my circle. Julian included, Josh included, Corey and my boys FTB all included in that. But outside of that, like, is my brother Tyreek. Tyreek is somebody, I see his stuff and I'm like, oh, I gotta top that.
Yeah.
And not on some like competitive like enviness.
It's like friendly.
It's like
you to be better.
It's pushes like, and I
Yeah,
get
bro.
excited when I see his stuff. I'm like,
The new one,
that's what you came with.
The new one he did in the car.
I said,
Yo,
I threw my phone.
yo.
I said, okay, I'm up next. Yo, watch me work.
Yeah.
But is that right? And Julian hits us with those type of visuals as well, where it's like, oh, that's what you decided to come with. But it wasn't to this concept video that he just came out with, where I was like blown away by Julian. I was like, oh, this is what time we on?
Yo, for real.
Oh, I'm behind.
Because I mean, working with him behind the scenes at like camera work and ideas, I know he has the ideas, but when he finally executed this one, I was like, bro.
Yeah, because Julian has ideas on
He
ideas on ideas, and he'll just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
This one though,
this one's
planned out crazy.
Yo.
I said, when did you have time?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Do this
For real.
I was blown away. Julian, hey, good stuff, bro.
Julian, I love you, my brother. But like that's what I consider like you guys, like that's artistry for sure on the next level. So what was the moment? Where was the moment for you that clicked? It could be in LA or like, yo, this is it for me. Like it could be your style. Like what was the moment? Like okay, I'm gonna make like this is it.
And on like a creative director end.
Yeah.
So
because I know you direct all your videos as well and do all the say and the shots and everything.
I always had a love for film in regards to like just the way it's shot, the different concepts and reasons why directors do different things.
Very much like Julian as well.
Yes,
That's why we click, I think.
He loves movies, bro.
Yeah.
But I grew up. My mom had this Mac, and she used to edit. Like my mom went to school for broadcasting, so she used to edit and stuff on there. And I was like, oh, let me test it out. My grandfather, he also edits videos as well. So I used to go over his house, and I'm like, okay, I see what you edit. Like, let me try to edit something.
Dope.
So for school projects, I'm like, I'm gonna edit a project. Like I'm gonna edit a video together.
Yeah.
And I just found a love for editing. So once I got to a point where I could find a budget, or I could mix dancing and like videography together, like and directing together, I started to just use my money to put towards that. And that didn't happen until I had money to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that started when I moved to, because I started in Detroit, but it wasn't until like my high school years of like, okay, let me get some people together. Let's record this video. I have this concept. We're going to find this abandoned building. Boom, boom, boom. My first, I think, concept video was called Monsters. And we had like ski mask on. Yeah. But that was my first one. I put it out cool. But in that, I found the love of directing. Like, okay, we're doing this for this reason. We're doing that for that reason. In each video, I decide like, okay, we got to better it somehow, or we got to make this process better somehow. And so I started incorporating treatments. And I didn't know about treatments until I went to college, because we learned about treatments. Then I didn't learn about shot lists until I went to college. So I was like, okay, let's incorporate all these aspects. Yeah. And then I started to realize the process going way smoother while using all these aspects, which made me fall in love with the process a little bit more. Yeah. So now I'm just at a point where, especially when I moved here, I had the ultimate talent to bring people together that may just want to collab. So when I did Cash Flow, which was last January, last February, that was my first time I put like a full concept together. And my number one goal every time is don't make this corny. You know what I'm saying? I was like, don't make it corny. So that was my first time pulling a concept together, a storyline together, and being like, okay, no, I like how this turned out. But then I learned that, okay, this could have took a little more planning. I could have done this a little bit differently. So then the next video, I'm like, bet, we're going to use these aspects to make it better. Gotcha. So it wasn't until I think I did my Brent Fayez visual, where it was just a chair. The chair one? I was like, I want a chair sitting in the middle of a desert. And I want to appear. And I want to just be the artist. Yeah, and you weren't even dancing. I didn't want to dance.
That was crazy.
I literally just wanted to be a reference video for the artist. And I love simplistic things. So I was like, let's make this as simplistic as possible. But that video, that was the first time I had the treatment, the shot list, location, videographer. Everything planned out on lock. That first time using that shot list, which was the first time I used the shot list, the shoot was like
butter.
Like I think we knocked it out in 2 hours because we only had 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Like because we had to rent out that space. Area? Yeah. So using that shot list and seeing how smooth the shoot went, because we were like, okay, we only have to get this shot. Because I was big on like, let's just get as many takes as possible. Yeah, let's do this angle, and then we have like 3-4 gigabytes of unused stuff.
Exactly.
Because we didn't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
But the shot list was like, no, we need this. That's all we need.
Exactly.
Perfect. We'll get some B-roll to fill up space if we need it, but we only need this. Exactly. And that was a butter shoot. So ever since that shoot, that's what inspired me to like, nah, let's be on our ish for everything. And that's just like, make it professional. Because it's one thing to just want to do something, but I think the professionalism end of it all makes it 10 times better.
And then on 10 times, and it shows. It really shows. It really shows. It really shows. I mean, that's why movies are made like that. I mean, like Tarantino and Martin Scorsese, like it shows.
Exactly.
And for the videographer standpoint, like being on your set a couple times and then working with Julian all the time, like when we do have, that's why I like working with you guys, because like the set is like easy peasy. Because I've been on multiple sets where like, I don't even know what I'm filming until I get there. You know what I mean? So it's like they just want a couple shots here and there, and
you're like, okay.
I'm like, okay, let's just do it. That's why, like, sometimes on those shoots, like, of course I'm gonna like have a good time and like be professional and nice, but like when I come home, I'll be like, all right, that's cool.
It was cool.
A lot of that though, I think, is them like not understanding what
they just want to
a
put it.
videographer does. Like, they're just like, oh, you're just gonna record us.
Yeah, that too, and then also like they don't have a grasp of their idea. I think
They want you to
bring
bring
that
that other percentage of the idea to the table.
And if
versus
that's
them just
so,
having it.
if that's so, I'm down for that. But give me more percentage and more money, more
Yes.
time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
because then you're stepping in as the director.
as the director,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's why like most of the videos I do with Julian, it's like it says directed by him because he does it, and I just come in as I'm hired just as the cinematographer.
Yeah.
So like, take note
Yeah.
what Dario just said for choreographers and even like
helps a lot.
it helps hella.
And then I love building. So like building with someone. So Mariah King is like my main.
Yeah. She's goated.
And I learn from her. She learns from me. And that partnership in itself means a lot because we're growing as creatives together.
Together, yeah.
And even though we're separate, so she's in Florida, I'm here in LA, like even though I work with different people, she works with different people. When we finally get to collab again together, that product is 10 times better. Like Bomb happened after not working with each other for 6 months, you know what I'm saying, and not doing a project for 6 months. But Bomb happened because she got to grow on her end, I was growing on my end. And when we got together, we created this masterpiece of like different aspects of what you can do better, what I can do better, and just making a dope project.
Yeah, that was crazy. Would you say, is that the most proud you've been about a video?
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. I think I walked away from that one like, yeah, you outdid yourself on this one.
Yeah.
I literally thought that to myself off of, like I said, the planning, but the cast.
I was going to say, how did that come about? Because I was telling these guys, because they're not really in the dance world. I mean, they're getting there because, like, all our guests are dancers. But, like, I was telling them, like, most of these dancers in this video are, like, the best in L.A., maybe in the world.
They booked.
So, like, I don't know how you scheduled that to get all of them in one.
I'm not going to hold you, God, because that same weekend, I think, or maybe this was the week before, so people were supposed to be in rehearsals for the Grammys. But I don't know if y'all remember, Grammys got canceled and got postponed.
Did it?
Yeah. So that same time frame, I wasn't supposed to have none of these people because they were all booked for the Grammys. And shoot, I was even wanting to do the Grammys, so I was hoping I was going to get booked too. But God was like, yo, and then when it got postponed, I was like, oh.
Everyone's schedule opened up.
You're like, this is, yeah.
I'm like, I don't have a plan yet, but I'm going to make sure y'all available, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fire.
So I started hitting everybody up off of homies, like just people who I worked with before, people I can call, friends. And I was just like, yo, y'all down to be a part of something like, I think it's going to be great.
Incredible.
And since I had this cast, I knew I didn't want to put the choreography all in my hands.
Yeah.
Because when I direct something, I tend to put, especially if I'm choreographing as well, I'll put the choreography on the back end because I do care about the art of the visual more than the choreography. And so then I'll look at like cash flow. I'm looking at cash flow like, damn, this was a great piece of like film, but the choreography could have been better. That's how I'm looking at it. So I didn't want to do this for Bomb. I was like, I need this to be great in all aspects.
Yeah, everything.
From the wardrobe to the videography. That's why I had Mariah come DP, and then I had Brandon on hand too. So we could have both brains doing magic. The cast. Then I was like, choreography, I'm not going to take that burden like as a whole. Like, I need help. And I think that's important too, knowing you need help to make something happen, you know what I'm saying? So I had Josh Price come in, I had Tyreek come in, and I had Amari come in. I was like, 3 heavy hitters.
Crazy.
I need the choreography to hit, you know what I'm saying? So bringing them in to help with choreography made the video what it was too. And then from there, it was just easy because and then the scenery as well. So
I was going to say the location is fucking makes it. I think one of the things that makes it for sure, like the song.
It brought it all together. Because everything, I think, that was the one video, everything made sense for me. Yeah. Everything about that video made sense for me. Nothing was like, what was the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was the first time that I allowed that to happen. So it's hard, it's low key. It makes me nervous thinking about how I'm gonna top that for myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I see Tyreek topping it every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, he topping himself every single video.
Yeah. For real. It just wants you to push though. Like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. What was the first thing that was 100% gonna be in the video, and what was the last thing for Bomb? Like, what was the first thing you're like, okay, this is in check 100%, and then what was the last thing that came together?
First thing was seeing if Mariah was available, because she's in Florida.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you down to fly? She's always down to fly. It's just a matter of like if she's available.
Yeah.
So that was my first step. My second step was seeing if Brandon was available. But no, even before Mariah, Josh is the reason why that video happened.
Really?
Because we are literally, it was New Year's Day. We were leaving Puerto Rico. We had just performed. And he was like, yo, check out this song, because we were sharing a room together. He was like, listen to this song. And it was old Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Old Jay-Z song. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. But I didn't, he wanted me to choreograph to it, but I instantly thought of a video. Like right when he played it, I'm like, whoa, video popped in my head. Yeah. We jumped on a flight. I started planning everything out, from the dancers to what I think should happen at this point. By the end of that flight, that travel day, I had the entire video planned out. At our layover, I called Mariah like, yo, I got this idea.
Damn. So it was like back.
It was happening. Yeah. So this is January 1st. Yeah. We shot that January 15th. Whoa. Yeah. So we made all that happen within days. Yeah. Damn. So I instantly, when I landed, yo, you available? Yo, you available? Yo, you available?
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody. So, and then I got a lot of like, I don't know yet.
One of those Grammys things, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to do Grammys too, so I get it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Mariah was my first confirmation. Brandon was my second. Then making sure the cast was together. Then the last thing that came together was the location. And that's because to get a warehouse like that takes money. So it took Brandon, that was his plug in negotiation to see if we could get it for a cheaper price, because that's like a production house. I'm talking like
that's like where they
movies,
music videos. Yeah, I know where.
So it takes a budget, okay? And I'm little old me trying to make this happen. So I'm like, yo, but they looking for like a half a day rate at a lot of money. I'm like, I don't have that. I'm gonna be honest with you. So what can you do for this amount of hours? And they're like, we'll give you 3 hours, but 301, we charging you overtime. Cool. So when I say the pressure was on, we had a 5-hour rehearsal the day before we shot. That 5-hour rehearsal, that was the only rehearsal we had. What? Yeah, that 5-hour rehearsal was to make sure everything was what it was and everybody was on the same page. It was no room for question marks. We had to make sure everybody was on the same page. From the wardrobe to, we had the reference video, so we had both Brandon and Mariah come in to tape it to see what it would look like. So that night I edited it.
Yeah, everything.
And then we could make our changes. But that 5-hour rehearsal was because we only had a 3-hour window the day of the shoot to make everything happen.
So you only shot that for 3 hours?
That was a 3-hour shoot. And when I say we ended it at 2:58, and I told everybody we have to leave right now, we all running. So I said, that's a wrap. We all running. So it's actually BTS. So if you watch the BTS, you'll see me say rap, and we're all running to get all of our stuff out the warehouse.
Picking up cameras and running.
No, dead ass though. We pulling in our cars like.
That's crazy. They watching you. They're like taking every second.
And I'm like, bro, were they really gonna charge me off that 301? But I didn't want to find out, because that price tag was crazy.
Really?
And
crazy.
That's the thing about budgets, bro. Like, I'm at a point where I will pay money to make the project what it is. This was probably the most I paid out of pocket for a shoot, and it was worth it. It was worth it. But I can't wait till I get some endorsements, man. I can't wait till I get some sponsors.
Hey, same here. We trying. We working on it. You know, we trying to get our own studio.
You got
there
money. Come to us. Yeah, we'll make your visions come to life.
There it is. There it is. Promotion right there.
Right.
Damn, that's fire. So what's I want to take it back a little bit. let's go to a little bit of the origin story of you. How did you find dance? How did dance find you? You know, how was that?
So when I was a jit, my parents said, like, when music turned on, I would not stop moving. So I remember being on, like, jobs with my dad. My dad's, like, a carpenter, so an electrician. Like, he does it all. He used to say, like, when the music, he had, like, music playing in the background. Instead of working, I'm just like,
Oh, you said you
just bouncing to the music.
getting down already.
So my mom was like, yo, let's throw him in the studio. So at age 6, she threw me into a studio called Femme Fatale in Detroit under Rita Mosley. Rita Mosley, she took me in. She started training me. I was playing basketball at this time too. So I took a year off at like 9. And I was just like, I don't know if dance is for me. But I think in the same year or time frame, You Got Served came out.
I know where you going.
When I saw that,
Yep.
I was like, wait, dance may be for me for real. Like, I can do this for real. So at 10, I jumped back into the studio.
So you quit for, not quit.
Just a year. Yeah.
Okay, just a year.
I was like, just basketball. I'm going to just do basketball.
Okay.
And also, I was like the only guy at the studio too.
Same.
I was like, is this okay? You
know
what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like-
It's one of those things.
But when I came back at 10, they created an all-boys crew at the studio. So I'm like, oh, this is the guys. Yeah.
This is real. You Got Served right
You
here.
Got Served right here. For real, though. Like, this is really You Got Served.
On the baggy shit and
Like,
everything.
Yes, this is life. That's where I met Eric Upshaw, who became one of my mentors as well. So now I have Rita Mosley and Eric Upshaw, and they're showing us what etiquette is. They're showing us what hip-hop is for real.
Dope.
And I'm, like, loving it, along with being with dope dancers, which is where I found my brothers, like my best friend Tez, my brother Keith. Like, these are, like, people who you want to meet at the beginning of your life, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still with them until today type. So from there, we went to that studio for like a year or two until we broke off because Rita Mosley ended up leaving. So we left with her. That's when a bulk of my childhood was catered to this crew we created called Prodigy. So it was me at the time, Tez, Keith, and Preston. All 5 of us, we just geeked out as young bulls, and we just dancing, you know what I'm saying? We were a crew. Like, we would dance at churches, we would dance at birthday parties, we would make little videos. Then it just grew on to something more where we started recruiting their little sister and my ex, Mariah. They were like, so we had the first girl on the crew. We like, yup, now we got a girl, now what? You know what I'm saying?
You can't touch us.
We can't touch us. And then we recruited Christian. And so then it just became something bigger, but it stayed small. We were very inclusive of who we like wanted to include in this little crew we had. But the crew itself, we weren't realizing that we were inspiring a lot of people. So we ended up doing a lot of different things within the city off of that drive and that community, that community of it. So then that turned into like the rest of my high school / teenage years of just being a part of Prodigy, doing workshops, performing at parties, festivals, fairs, and having just that guidance from Rita Mosley pushed us, heavy as well. And then Hit It For Me One Time happened on Vine.
I was just telling about these guys. I was just telling these guys about that video. Hit It For The One Time.
Yeah,
we'll pop it up right
happened.
here. Sorry, we got to do that to you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry too.
You know, we got to.
But it's a part of my life. I used to be ashamed of it off the
I remember when I first met you.
I'm like, oh,
you hated that.
I'm still over it. Don't get me wrong, but I do realize that like that was a time of my life. You know what I'm saying? It actually it I can't discredit what it did for me as well. So Vine was definitely a big part of my high school experience. So that took up from 15 until I graduated. But then I just wanted to be respected as a dancer.
Artist, everything.
As an artist, like I just wanted to be respected, and I knew that being on Vine wasn't doing that for me.
Oh yeah.
Like at that time, I'm looking up to like Ian Eastwood. I'm looking up to like Most Wanted crew.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, they won't take me serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be out here on Vine.
Hey, shout out Most Wanted crew.
Shout out to Most Wanted, man.
We just had Ricky Cole on here.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, that's my mentor.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Is
Ricky
he from here too?
Yeah, or no, he's from Oxnard. He's from
Got
Oxnard.
you.
But yeah, he's my mentor, and I grew up with a lot of the Most
That's
Wanted
hard.
people.
He's Mr. World of Dance host.
Yeah, he is Mr. World of Dance host. That's my guy right there.
I love that.
Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. So that's what we looking up to. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, they not taking me serious.
Yeah, facts.
I'm like, bro, I need to be taken serious. So
Facts.
at like my senior year, along with just senior year things, like it distracted me from being on Vine as much.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't even want this for myself. So I stopped being on Vine. I stopped like coming on like consistently for real. And then I moved away. I went to college in Orlando. And then I was like, I want to take my craft serious. At this time, I'm also teaching a lot too. So from 14, I'm just teaching.
Yeah.
Teaching at the studio. I'm hosting classes. And I'm realizing I'm not training as much.
But you're not teaching around the world yet. You're just teaching in your cities and stuff.
And maybe I'm going to like outskirt places,
Okay.
Ohio, which is close to us, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
And I'm like, bro, like I'm not even training. Like I'm not even the best dancer that I could be at all yet because I'm only giving what I knew. With at 14, how much did I gain? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm on Vine doing these 6-second dances. You know what I'm saying?
You only got 6
creating
seconds.
these 6-second little pieces.
Yeah.
So I moved and I was like, I only want to train when I moved to Orlando. I don't want to teach. I just want to train. But second day in, I took Marley Hightower's class. And from that class, Anidia was like, yo, you trying to teach next week? I just told myself. I was not going to do this to myself.
He said, came back and said,
I said, God, if this is what you want me to do, I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I took it that next week. She had me teaching, and from that day, Motive had me teaching
all the time.
Consistently. Yeah, so weekly. And that was the best thing that could have happened to me too. I see what you did, you know what I'm saying? Because that taught me how to teach. And it taught me how to, not even taught me, but showed me how to become myself as an artist. So teaching and finding that artistry and that creativity was from me having that slot at Motive. And also training with Marley and going different places and getting training from like Monsters. And the people they brought in too was amazing. So I was getting that training, but I was also teaching, which got me to learn how to teach and
like really teach.
Yeah, like and show my, like, that's why I think I'm at the level I'm at now within my teaching, is because I got that experience of explaining how to explain my movement or learning how to explain my movement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so then that was that. And finally I got Monsters in 2019. Did the Monsters cast, Rebirth, under Robert and Mel. And then after that got signed, but then that was 2019. So right after that, pandemic happened. So we was on hold for a year. But right when things started picking back up, started booking more and more jobs. And then by 2021, I'm out here in LA.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's how, trusting the process. That's all.
Consistency.
I
say that. No matter how many podcasts I do, consistency going to be my word, because it's important.
That's a big thing we talk about, is like being consistent. Like if we want to have the numbers, or if we want to make this a bigger thing, it's like we got to stay on top of it. And like, because there's always another person that's coming after. And especially now with podcasts, like I know I see a lot of dance people doing podcasts. I see y'all. I see y'all. Don't think, okay.
Exactly.
But like, like it's still friendly competition, but like there's always someone that's after it.
Stay that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things too, of like, you're gonna have a great episode, you know what I'm saying? You'll have that one episode that's probably gonna break millions.
Yeah, exactly.
But once they see that video, that's probably gonna reach a lot of people. They're gonna look for something else.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't got nothing else to show them, then you just lost a consistent follower.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's why that consistency is important, because it's like, okay, cool, you finally reached that person that's a million miles away. but then
Keep 'em.
You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be off the videos that's only have 100 views or 200 views.
Exactly.
They gonna like your content. They gonna see what you came from to reach that million view count. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that consistency is important, and also believing what you have to offer. I think that's where I'm on right now, is like in my life of just believing and knowing that you might be better than me at something. I'm better at you at something. But when I'm better at you at something, I have to believe in enough to let it rock out. You know what I'm saying? And let it like drive me and like allow me to keep going. You know what I'm saying? It got me in a room. Like, why am I in this room right now? Like, why did I get booked for this job? Or why did somebody call me for this and that? They called me for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So you have to believe that you have strengths to make that happen. And if you're not getting that call, it's because you're not believing in that one thing that you have. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what people lack. It's just the belief in themselves. Because we all got something. We all got our weaknesses. So we can't all be perfect. But the people that's making it right now is because they believed in that one thing they do have.
Big facts.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. Just keeping that belief.
Was that hard for you to find in the beginning when you start booking a lot, or like not booking, like when you came to LA, or like was that kind of like already on your minds, like you already were on that wave of like, oh, I'm here for a reason?
I think I've always just been on that wave of I'm here for a reason. I didn't move to LA until like I was already confident that I would. But I think even from being young, my parents instilled in me is just be humble. But I always had that, like, I'm just do my best.
Yeah.
And if whatever door that takes me into, it takes me into. But all I can do is just be my best. I think that's where I'm at within that belief, is that I put my best foot forward. And God willing and God he been blessing me. Like, he been blessing me. It's all him. Like, I gave him all the glory. But it's from that, all I can do is put my best foot forward.
Facts.
So
really?
Yeah. That's it.
What do you think? So now you are, for sure, in my opinion, this generation, our generation, is one of the best like teachers out there. Like, how you teach is like dope as fuck. Like, it reminds me of like Shauna Risto, like you know what I mean? Like those top dogs that like really teach, not just steps.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? But like with that, and you travel a lot and you see students and talk to students, what do you think right now in the dance world, like a lot of dancers are struggling with, and what do you think that needs to help with that?
All I can speak of is from my generation. So this
our generation.
I don't know if this has always been a thing, but what I've seen and witnessed is just the lack of confidence. And I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if that's
social media.
Definitely social media defeats people a lot. So I do know that plays a part. And I just question, has that always been a factor? Because I see how much people are just in their head, which we all are, but how bad they're in their head, even in class settings where it should be fun, and it should just be a push versus I don't even want to put myself out there. So that's what I see the most, just defeat, and just the question mark of, is it possible? But if I could say anything, it's possible. It's possible. Look at the day and age we're in right now. Everyone's being accepted or should be accepted. We're fighting for that. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what you look like. It don't matter where you come from.
Your sexuality, anything.
Nothing matters as long as you believe in what you got to offer. You know what I'm saying?
And then people will believe.
Easily. Because we're in that industry. You know what I'm saying? We're in that industry for that to be possible. So for any dancers out there questioning themselves, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it ain't working at first, it's because you ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? You too far ahead.
Yeah.
People don't understand it yet, but if you stay consistent
and stay with it,
they gonna rock with you.
That's what Drake said about his new album. Remember?
Everyone
was hating on his new album, and he's like, "You just haven't caught up yet."
Yeah,
they ain't caught up. So y'all gotta catch up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not our fault. It's not our fault.
It's really like that though.
Yeah, you really have to be on that wave. Like, sometimes it might sound cheesy, like to some people that aren't in the industry or whatever, don't understand. But that's really what it is. Like,
no facts.
Like, if you just like some people might see some of our dancer shit, like concept videos, like cheesy and stuff, but they just not on that
They
wave.
not on that yet. And the thing is, bruh, a lot of times you trying to enter a lane you're not supposed to be in. So why not create your own lane? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, cool, you not happy. You're not happy because you not doing this and that, or you're not happy because it's not happening. But, like, why not just go and create it?
Yeah. Do it yourself.
It's not
Or
there yet. It's not present. It's not, the product isn't something you can go buy yet.
Yeah.
You have to be the inventor.
Yeah.
And so that's what's lacking. That's what's lacking is why sit in that defeat? You know what I'm saying? And if it ain't in front of me, it's not here then. I've got to go over there to go get it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not there, I got to create it. And that's it is what it is.
You heard it here first. I mean, that's what it is, bro.
That's what it is, man.
That's fine. I think a lot of people need to have that mentality. And I think for me that was a big step this year, was creating this. Cause like I was been on this wave of like wanting to create something like this and bring everybody that I know that deserve and like have a conversation. And I was like I need to like, why am I just sitting here? Like it's just time, you know what I mean? So like I think I had that first like click for sure was this year creating this.
I love that.
You know what I mean? So
especially when you have the means to do it.
yeah, and like, you know, and then I think
happened real quick.
And I think it tied, like why I say this too. It kind of ties in with the bomb video. It's like everything kind of just aligned. Like Grammys got pushed back. Everyone was booked.
And why not take those signs?
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they not like direct signs, like
Exactly.
God not like writing it down for you and giving you the note and like do this, this, and this.
Exactly.
Why not just jump?
Exactly.
Take that jump. That leap of faith is important. Just do it.
Exactly.
If it don't end up working out, then okay.
Oh well.
At least you tried.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not just sitting on your ass and.
Unless you then put $3,000 into it.
You know.
But then okay, you can cry about it. But like,
yeah.
if you ain't get to the point of like putting money down and you ain't losing nothing for real, at least you tried.
Yeah.
Like if I hit up all those people, and everybody was booked or not available, I would have just postponed it. You know what I'm saying? I wait for a different time.
Yeah, different time.
But everything made sense, so it was only up to me
to
push it to make it happen.
Exactly.
On January 15th.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
5-hour rehearsal, 3-hour shoot.
It's possible.
Crazy.
Now I know it's possible.
Yeah.
20 plus people. It's possible. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? And that just shows the love too, the support.
I was gonna say that shows a hell like respect to those.
Man,
that you
so
have.
much respect for everybody in that room and everybody that allowed that to happen, because that support is crazy. Yeah, you give me goosebumps to this moment of like, wow, they really pulled up.
All right, so now we talking about the past and the hard work and all you've done. What's the future looking like?
Next, huh?
Like you, and then we got to talk about Definition. You know, that's your clothing brand.
Yes, sir.
So like, what's the next move for you as a creative director? Because I know you are a choreographer, but I think that like for sure creative director and like designer and like everything. Like, what's the next step for you, my guy?
So that's next for me for real is I just want to creative direct more, and I want to be. My goal was never to be a tour dancer or a background dancer. Like that was never my intent within entering the industry or even going to school. I wanted to own my own dance convention.
Oh,
I
really?
still do, but I know that was on like that's like way in the future. I wanted to build my resume up first.
That's like the end goal.
That's the end goal, yeah. Off some like I could sit back at my crib and allow that to happen.
Yeah.
But like immediate, like short term goal.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Is like creative directing, choreography, doing like placing pieces for big productions. But being on that back end, whatever that means, more specifically creative directing is my next thing that I really want to dive into. And I'm okay with creating my own projects until somebody's like, "Oh, I seen that video. Like, we want to bring you on."
Gotcha.
But because creating my own projects makes me happy.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's like a passion. It's a passion project.
Passion project, like ultimately.
Yeah.
If I have the money to make it happen and the time to make it happen, then I don't mind doing that.
Yeah.
But I can't wait till I'm at a point where I'm being trusted by these big execs. These big companies are like, here, we saw what you can do. Can you do it with us too? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's my next short-term term goal.
So it's like some nappy tab level shit. Like
Absolutely. I think I'll have fun with that. And I say creative director more than choreography because, like I said, I get more a high of creative directing and choreographing on a big project like that. But I think it's also I haven't had enough practice placing my choreography for like film. Even though I do have my projects, I haven't had enough practice to be like, okay, I'm solid at that yet. So I do want more practice, but I know right now I would be a good creative director.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the story behind Definition, the clothing brand?
Definition. So I had a merch. I had merch like in high school called Dario Movement. And that was just, buying stuff, like stuff to sell with my name on it. But then I stopped it when I moved because I was like, bro, I don't want people really to, that's like kiddish to me. I don't know. I didn't want people rocking my name.
That's the corniness that you're talking about.
Exactly. I didn't want that for myself.
Yeah.
So I stopped it when I moved, but people kept, like I had like shirts that I would wear, like hoodies I would wear. And they were like, dang, when you coming back out with that? At the time, I ain't telling them, but I'm like, I'm never coming back out with that ever again. Yeah. I was just like, coming soon.
Yeah. Always the hashtag coming soon.
coming soon. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, yeah. Stay tuned.
But the pandemic happened. I'm sitting, and I'm like, I could create something, but I don't want it to be cheesy. I don't want it to have my name on it. I kid y'all not, TMI. I'm on the toilet. My boy,
where we always got the thoughts.
The thoughts is be flowing.
The toilet or the shower.
It be flowing. I'm just
yo,
saying,
real
like,
flowing.
For real. But no, I'm at the crib though first with my boy Obi, and I'm like, yo,
hey Obi, oh
yeah,
my god,
you know Obi,
hey,
exactly.
Shout out Obi.
That's my brother. So I'm like, I'm about to create a clothing line, bro. I'm thinking of the name. So a few days go past. I'm sitting on the toilet. I finish up.
Finish the business.
I'm like, Obi, what you think of Definition? Because I told him I needed something that had a D in it. Okay. I needed a dope name and something simple. What you think of Definition? He was like, that's hard. I kid you not. He could tell you the story. When you have him on the podcast.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's an artist too,
Yeah, he's got to come through.
When he come through, ask him about this story. Okay. 2 days later, I had the licensing for it. I had the logo. I had the investment from my parents to make it happen. And we ran with it. So I think that was maybe the end of June / the beginning of July. I knew I wanted to make this happen by my birthday, which is July 16th. I was like,
hey, this shit coming up.
It's coming up next week.
Come on now.
In a week. But by July 16th, I was like, I want to drop it. So I had everything within like 2 days all made out so that week I was able to order everything, make it what I wanted it to be. Yeah. I didn't want it to be cheap either. I was big on quality. Anything I would want to wear, I needed that to be what the product was.
Yeah.
So by July 16th, we made it happen within with the product in hand, within 15, 20 days. And we were selling it. And that response was crazy because by July 16th, we had a lot of pre-orders. By August 1st was when I was sending out things, and it was completely sold out within a couple hours.
Jeez.
I was like, that was cute. You know what I'm saying?
That was cute.
I was like, this was off of first love. This was off of
everyone support.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you kind of wanted to reach a wider range, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and
the support is dope.
The support was dope. I was appreciative for sure, but I was also skeptical of damn, was that just because I haven't dropped in a while and people were just trying to show love, right?
How many items was it for the
200 plus?
Okay, damn, and it sold out.
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah. So I was like, let's up the ante this next time. Let's do 300, 400, right? And I forgot when that next drop was. It may have not.
Was
been
it the chapter 2 one that I did on that?
No. So that was the year drop.
Yeah.
But page 2, I didn't drop until maybe that same year, October, right?
Okay.
That was my testing ground for real to see if people was really
with
off
it.
The love, yeah.
With it, yeah.
And that John sold out within 4 hours.
And that was a bigger drop,
bigger drop. And I said, "Oh,
that's a
okay. We got something.
Yeah,
we got something." And so then we just stayed consistent. So by year 1, that's the project that I brought you on to, which was the year, the anniversary, the year 1 anniversary. And the way I look at definition is a dictionary, and just to play off the word definition, a dictionary, and then just the book aspect, we have chapters and you have pages. I know a dictionary don't have chapters, but you have the pages.
Yeah.
So
each drop is a page.
each drop is a page. Each year
Is a chapter.
Yeah.
That's fire.
That's sick. Yeah.
That's dope.
But definition itself, for me, to get back to your question, is I wanted something that stood for something more than myself. You know what I'm saying? But that defines me. So anything that I do, any risk I take, which is the logo, which is dice, which represents risk for me. But any risk you take, anything you do represents you, which defines you. It can be good or bad, but ultimately it adds to your definition. So I wanted that to be the substance. So within like the different drops, like you have Stop Crying About It, or you have Focus on Yourself and Mind Your Business, which is the sayings that some of the drops have. Those are things that help me become who I am. Focus on yourself and mind your business. That phrase is something I told myself off some, like, don't worry about what they doing over there. Like, only focus on what you doing over here. Because ultimately, that's what's going to make you be better.
Exactly.
Stop Crying About It is like, yo, like, these tears ain't helping you. You know what I'm saying? Just go.
Get back up.
Get back up and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Get out your mind. Get your mind right. That one was like, bro, get out your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you in your head too much. So each drop has a different phrase in regards to just defining me as a person. But I'm like, I'm sure
the
other
definition.
People, the definition. But people out here is thinking the same thing. You
For
know what
real.
I'm saying? But it's blunt. Like, I'm trying to be blunt with it too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, like, your true, genuine self, and
Exactly.
like not trying to brush it under the rug, because like why, like.
But why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just make that shit happen.
Yeah.
And then that's when the motto came, which was figure it out, which is the underlying statement of definition, which is like, whatever your definition is, if you haven't figured it out yet, figure it out. That's basically what it is. That's the overall substance of
That's
the
hard.
brand.
That's hard as fuck.
Damn.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's fire.
I mean that's another proof or example of the definition of like just doing it. Like with the we were talking with the podcast, just doing it, and then the bomb. Yeah. Like, you just got to do it. I mean, our phrase, our saying is just do the damn thing.
Just do the damn thing.
Like that's what it is.
You really just got to.
Yeah.
It's really no thinking about it, because the more you think about it, somebody else just did it.
And you're just in your head still sitting.
It's so many times me and my boy Tez, like, especially during the Vine days, because we jotting down, like, ideas of things that we got to do. And, like, halfway of, like, thinking about it or dwelling about it, a week later, somebody did that exact same idea. And we'd be like, bro, why didn't we just do it?
When I used to choreograph a whole heck of a lot, like a song would drop, and I'm like, oh, I got choreographed. And then someone dropped. I'm like, God. or God damn.
Even worse than that, a song that no one
knows.
Okay, but it's been out for like years.
That's happened to me like twice.
But you finally found it,
and then someone else does it.
Like, how did you find this song? Like, it's been out for like 5 years now.
Exactly.
Like,
so sometimes now, like, if I do want to choreograph or like get back into like I'm slowly getting back into it. Like, if I find a song, I'm just doing it. Yeah. Like, just got to choreograph to it no matter what. Even if I'm not gonna like actually like post it, like, just to have it for myself, you know.
You surprise yourself.
Yeah.
You simply surprise yourself on like how good it may or may not turn out. You know what I'm saying? That's important. Just
you got anything upcoming that's like you got anything upcoming that's in the books right now?
Man, there's a lot of things on the floor.
Are you still on tour? What's happening with tour?
So yes, I do have one. He's on spot dates right now. He has one more spot date, which is in Spain.
Tour with
Raul Alejandro. Latin artist. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So it's mostly like South America, right?
We did a South America leg. We did a U.S. leg.
Okay.
And we also did a couple stops in Spain.
Oh, fire.
We actually go back to Spain for this last stop. We go to Valencia. Fire. And that's actually in a couple weeks. We're going to 21st.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. And then after that, he's on hiatus for a minute because he's finishing up his album.
Fire.
Yeah. Nice. So that is up next for real. But then I have a couple things like in the works.
Yeah. Where are you traveling to next? Like, where are you going tomorrow, my guy? You going somewhere?
I'm going to Orlando.
I knew it. Yeah. See, I knew you going somewhere.
Tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, but like in a few days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to Orlando.
teaching more?
Nah, actually just to chill, because my birthday next week, so I'm just spend it over there. But I'm gonna spend it there, and then from there I go straight to Spain.
Okay.
So I'm in Orlando for like 3 or 4 days.
If you don't mind, how old are you? How old are you turning?
24.
Okay, come on now.
24.
Damn. Thinking about it too is like we're still so. We always have this conversation. It's like we want to do so much, but there's like no rush. We're still so young, you know.
Facts. No facts.
You know what I mean?
Like, I be forgetting too. Like I'm looking at these big dogs that like I look up to, and I'm like, dang, they did this, and this. Exactly. And then I don't even be realizing their age until like I meet them, and I'm like, oh.
Exactly.
All right, like 3, 4, 5 years. All right, cool.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure.
That's what we having to tell, like, Josh, too. That boy be going, okay?
Josh don't stop, bro.
Josh really don't stop.
That's why he hasn't come on the podcast, because homie's too busy.
He busy, you know what I'm saying? But he trying to make up for years that he already ahead of, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
like,
he, for sure.
I'm like, bro, you just turned 20, right? Like, you
You young, like.
You just done a lot.
Yeah, he's
30-year-olds haven't done yet, right?
For real, on some real shit. That's crazy. But it is, you know.
But it's that competition factor, too. It's that having that friend group that's going.
That friend group, and like when I hang out with like y'all, like just hang out with y'all, like motivates me to do like some crazy shit.
No stopping.
Somebody
doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the friends you need, like.
For sure.
Off some friendly competition of, I'm not doing enough, but let me jump into it.
That's one of the one reason I would definitely move to LA is just being surrounded by y'all. Cause like like I remember staying with Julian just for like 3 days or 4 days, and like it was like but it was like didn't even feel like work, but it was like just on some real dope shit, like just creating on nonstop. So that's like I get why people move to LA, and that would for sure be one of my number one reasons too. So like, just always like surround yourself with like those type of people for sure.
That's so important, bro. That healthy competition is so important.
Yeah.
It adds a different beast in you.
For real. All right, well, we got
Is it time for a question?
So, you know, we did all the serious shit. I mean, this is kind of a serious, but it's like, we do question of the month. Yeah. You know? It's a little of a thinker question.
Okay.
So, would you rather get $1 million guaranteed
right now? Briefcase, here you go, $1 million.
Or 50-50 chance, flip a coin, 100 mil?
What was the first price tag?
First part is right now I give you
$1 million guaranteed right now. Or you take a 50-50 chance, flip a coin, 100. You get 100 mil.
I'm taking $1 million easy. The $1 million I'm taking right now.
Wow.
Because I'm gonna flip it and make it to that 100.
That's what I.
Okay.
Nice, good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit.
No,
who
easy.
did we at? David.
So
say?
our past guest. Me and him are on a wave where, I totally get your standpoint. Like that's what I thought in the beginning. But then I was thinking, for me, I'm kind of like I'm making my path right now to make that $1 million. Like I'm reaching my goal, right? Like that's my goal. Hopefully, like in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So might as well. Like I'm willing to do that hard work and all that and stuff. So might as well just take a 50-50 chance on 100 million.
That's facts. Okay, I respect that because I'm off some like I'm about to be a millionaire too.
Yeah.
So
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm.
That's facts.
But that makes sense.
But I could use the $1 million right now and make so much happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we talk about 2 or 3 years. I could just make it happen within like
a couple months,
a couple months now.
No, that's where I understand that too. You know.
Because then the conversation turns into, all right, bet now I gotta be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if I just get that $1 million right now, I don't even think about that goal of being a millionaire.
Okay.
Now I'm a millionaire.
I see
you. Know what I'm saying?
Okay. I see you.
I'm still taking that briefcase right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's dope. Cause
y'all got that briefcase right now?
Yeah. We working on that. We working on that briefcase right now as well. You know.
All right. Facts.
Hopefully,
Fair.
you know.
It's on the way. We ordered it.
We ordered it. You know, we ordered it to him. You know, upstairs. You know.
I love that.
You know what I mean? But I think that's it, bro. Thank you for coming through, man.
Bro, thank you for having me.
You know,
great convo.
Great convo, man. I learned a lot about you because like we hung out all the time, but never like on some like deep shit.
Dive
In. But it's dope to see, like I said in the beginning, like seeing your come up and then seeing the story behind it and your mentality, like makes so much more sense now. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro.
And if you're not watching this dude already, like I don't know what you doing, just do it. You know what I'm saying? And watch Definition got a drop coming soon.
So Definition just had a drop. I'm gonna restock that one because that one went pretty fast.
Damn. All right.
But I'm preparing for the fall right now.
Okay. We might need to cop some over here. You know, promote.
No, 100%. I switched to real quick. I switched to cut and sew, and that's a different.
Oh really?
That's a different game, I tell you. So,
really?
But I haven't been rushing it.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to.
Usually, last year I had like 3 or 4 drops. This year I only had 1 drop because I'm like cut and sew is the way to go. Like I'm taking my time with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm preparing for fall. So Definition, look out. Definition by Dario on Instagram. DarioBoatner.com/shop. You can look on what I got left, but for the most part, yeah.
Exactly.
You want to throw out your tags as well?
Yeah, if you're listening on Spotify and all that, watch YouTube. Are you freestyling? We freestyling, right?
I think I'm freestyling.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
there hasn't been one in a while.
There hasn't been one in a minute, and this boy's about to go off. But if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, go to YouTube to watch that, and then
see our beautiful
faces.
And
then what is your tag for those beautiful people listening?
Instagram, Dario Boatner. Twitter, Dario Boatner. YouTube, Dario Boatner. If you don't know how to spell Dario Boatner, that's Dario Boatner, Boatner.
Yeah, and if you're a little slow, it's in the title.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Title,
copy paste.
Type that in everywhere.
Exactly. There it is. All right. Thank you again to my boy right here.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time.
week.
Just do the damn thing. We out.
Damn.